Greetings, my name is Chamomile, and this is an exploration of the entire galaxy sector by sector. Today we're looking at Velcar Sector, an 8th Bright Jewel command to the new territories of the Outer Rim. This was the capital sector of the Pentastar alignment for most of its history, probably the biggest and most powerful of the Imperial Remnants, which became the core of the First Order after it was formally established from the Imperial Remnants. A lot of messed up Imperial shit the Empire used to do, mostly off the radar to keep the core worlds from joining the Rebellion, gets done out in the open here because the core worlds aren't in the Imperial Remnants, so there's nobody to cover things up for. And none of this stopped pro-Imperial core worlds from joining the First Order. Most of them continue to insist that Velcar Sector's crimes were New Republic propaganda, despite the fact that, the First Order wasn't even denying it. They're terrorist fanatics who joined the Imperial Remnant after its crimes became common knowledge. The Empire never hid anything from them, not successfully at least. They signed up because they are pro-slavery and they brag about all the slavery they do, and yet Tin L4 still expected us to believe that it wasn't happening. So, Ryloon was a planet whose orbital factories ran on prison slave labor. Endex is a planet in Velcar Sector whose insectoid native inhabitants, the Entomals, have been enslaved by the Imperial Remnant and are used for gas mining on Bexstar by the Amber Sun Mining Corporation. The Entomals were skilled pilots who would set up canyon races to test their skills, and that would draw in pilots with something to prove from across the galaxy back in the Old Republic era, and there's wreckage in the canyon from centuries of crashes, maybe even millennia. People do sweep through to scavenge the canyons periodically, but not in any organized fashion, so it's hard to say for sure how old the oldest wreck is. The practice was officially outlawed by the Empire, probably to keep people off-world while they enslaved the planet in secret, a secret which became more and more open and is now just completely common knowledge. Chiruma is one of the planets that rebelled against the Empire after Yavin, when the Imperial grip on the Outer Rim was disintegrating, after the 1-2 punch of the Empire destroying its legitimacy by using the Death Star on Alderaan, and then almost immediately losing the Death Star, proving that even their most powerful weapons could be defeated. The story goes that Chiruma rose up after some rebels rescued their High Shaman from Kessel and brought back some kind of artifact staff of cultural significance. The planetary revolt was successful initially, but got cleaned up after Jakku when the Pentastar alignment was consolidating their control, especially near their new capital of Entrala. Entrala itself is close to the border with Wild Space and was kind of a weird choice for capital of the First Order, especially since they had a bunch of core world defectors to work with, like Arcanus and Kuat. Partly the reason for this choice was to keep the capital deep within their territory in the Spinwards regions of the Outer Rim, but also it's because the First Order was copying the old Sith trick of running to the unknown regions of space to rebuild power before returning to the galaxy. With about the same level of efficacy as that trick did for exiles from the Sith Empire, really. They built enough power to throw a shocking sucker punch, but they can't sustain the attack because they're trying to fight the galaxy with one planet, and after they've spent their resources on the first sudden shock, they've got nothing to follow up with. Entrala is still capital of what's left of the First Order, the Imperial Remnant, if you will, but no telling if that's going to last. Maybe after losing the core for half a second, the New Republic is finally done treating the Imperial Remnant with kid gloves.